Hey friends, it's me, Billy Jack, coming at you live from the tallest residential tower here in Brisbane town, looking down at you fine folks going to work in your fancy britches. Well, it's come to my attention that many people here are unhappy with the public transport available here in Brisbane town. Now, I don't have to worry about this because I live here in the CBD and I don't leave. If I need to leave, I take a taxi to the airport or I take the train to the airport. And sometimes I drive down to Surfers Paradise or up to Noosa and I enjoy the fine beaches of this great country that we live in. But I got something to ask you folks. Why is it that you're complaining about the public transport? Don't you realize that it's nicer to drive your car all the way from your ghetto suburbs into the CBD where you work, and you don't have to deal with the Great Unwashed? Isn't that what the powers that be want? Isn't that why the planning is the way it is? I don't know. That's what you're saying. Brisbane is quite unusual in that the CBD itself is covered on three sides by a river, which makes it very hard to get to. You have got to cross the bridges, and there are many choke points. But the interesting thing is this. Many of you are telling me that you would prefer there to be a subway system or a tram system. And I got to ask you this question. How is it that a small city somewhere in Europe can build these things and yet Brisbane can't? Cities in Asia like Singapore and Hong Kong, where people on average are much poorer than people in Brisbane town, have these things, so why can't we? It's a good question, friends. Don't you think it's time we built one? Or do you prefer to drive your car and stay away from the Great Unwashed and spend 50 minutes in traffic as you drive from your ghetto suburbs to the CBD? The other difficulty, and I'll talk about this in another video, is the obsession with living out there in the suburbs and the fact that everyone wants to work in the CBD. There are so many government jobs, and thankfully the conservative parties have changed that and got rid of some of the deadwood around the place. But other people say that's not such a good thing. What do you think? What I do know is that we got too much business and too much government in the city. And I think it's time we started to look at other models and had government and business separate. Let the business happen in the city, let the government happen somewhere else. Queensland is highly decentralized already, but I think it's time we moved the state government out to another location, somewhere either on the coast or somewhere inland like Ipswich or Toowoomba, don't you think? Okay, friends, tell Bill to check the truth below, tell your friends, subscribe, rate, give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing your comments below. Bye for now.